Hi, It's Gonna Be Okay with Dr. Roseann, and we're talking about essential oils for mental health. Boy, do I love essential oils. I carry peppermint and pretty much everywhere I go, but I have peppermint and lemon on every desk, everywhere that I am. And those are my go-tos. That's what my brain loves. Peppermint wakes me up, gets me alert when you're doing so many things. Lemon does a little bit of the same, but also both of them have they have antimicrobial properties. They're just my faves. I have so many things that I love, like lavender at night and Lang Lang and just different ones. So I know many people are really curious about it. They're not really sure about how they work. So let's talk about how essential oils impact the brain because, they really have been around for, I think, they've been in use. Well, I mean, if you believe in Jesus, they gave essential oil as, gifts, right? The wise men brought essential oils to Jesus as a gift because they're so valuable. Frankincense was one of those that are used at that time. It's a very powerful one that crosses the blood-brain barrier. But they impact the brain in many ways. And research shows us that they can improve attention, cognitive functioning, stress, and mood. And we're going to talk a little bit about how they do that, how to use them properly, because you can do a lot of different things with your essential oils, right? So I use them, as you heard me talk about that, for me, they help me with alertness. I certainly use them for a chill. I have like a chill blend on my desk at work, but usually I need help pushing through a lot, right? Like our kids do, right? And then at night, I need something that's really going to help me to chill out, right? Because our sleep is affected. And that's where it can be really helpful. So, essential oils, they can, through research, right? The ones that we're going to talk about, the different ones for different clinical issues. So, they impact our limbic system. Our limbic system is the part of our brain that is our alert system and our autonomic nervous system. So it tells us this is danger. This is something we should be stressed. You've heard me talk about it a lot. Our limbic system is in overdrive. It's reacting to things that it's not. And so essential oils can be a quick fix, but it also can, when you're using it every day, it can help to get our nervous system under control, just like breath work, just like biofeedback, PEMF, magnesium. You got to use these things on the regular. Like, you're not going to have a miracle. It is a miracle when you use them every day, right? But it requires a constancy. So let's talk about how we actually use essential oils. So we use them in many ways. I do. I use them a lot. So I have roller bottles, right? So they can be applied to the skin. They can be diffused in those diffusers that are really popular. And I use them all. You can ingest them. Some people put them inside of little capsules. We've done that with our Max when we were in the shit storm of Lyme at different points, putting oregano and black peppermint in there and all these other things. And you can use them when cooking. So when you are applying them to the skin, they need to be with a carrier oil, typically fractionated coconut. Some people use jojoba. Whatever works for you. If you buy it pre-done, they often have a carrier in it. Roller bottles almost always have a carrier in them, but you want to look and make sure there's a secondary one because it can damage the skin, and some of them are photosensitive. So our citrus ones, you don't want to put them on before you go to the beach. Like, I know many people where they got burn spots where it is. And a lot of times when people apply them, they apply them to the bottom of their feet. Isn't that cool? Or the very back of their neck. And you always want to, with kids, you want to just put, again, a carrier oil and try a tiny little patch to see what happens. And then diffusing, you're putting, 1, 2, 3 drops in water and it gets diffused in their air. You want to be careful to make sure certain ones are not great for the lung, like oregano oil. You don't want to diffuse that in the air. So you can just do a quick Google search, or, in our country, we don't have herbalists that are licensed. Naturopaths can be, but in the UK, they are licensed. A friend of mine is a licensed herbalist and has a lot of beef with the people setting up the essential oils that don't know enough about it. I certainly have taken many classes and really love them. So let's talk about the best essential oils for mental health, right? So that's why you're here. So what science shows us is that for stress and anxiety, here are 3 of the best ones. These are not inclusive. These are just 3 of the best ones. If you have one that lowers your stress, use it and use it every day. So lavender, lemon, bergamot are 3 of the best ones that research has consistently found to lower stress levels. And, with essential oils, sometimes people have a strong reaction, either a positive or a negative one, and kind of lean into that. That there's some belief that you have a negative one that you need it, but who wants to be around stuff they don't like? I'm not a fan of rose scent, like in oil, but I love roses. Isn't that interesting? So I don't like face anything that has it. Okay, OCD, frankincense, which I mentioned, crosses the blood-brain barrier. We know OCD is largely tied to inflammation. I mean, at least my brain maps that I'm saying. Rosemary and Ylang. These are 3 of the best ones. They're often not talked about. So it's interesting. Rosemary has some anti-inflammatory properties, also useful in a lot of conditions that are where people have genetic mutations that they can't properly detoxify. That rosemary can be a great helper in that. So, and Ylang is often in a mix with lavender, and it smells so good. Okay, tension and concentration, peppermint, rosemary, lemon, cypress, and juniper. Cypress is also good for tics, and peppermint too. So these are great ones to have. Kids love peppermint. I never forget. I had a kid one time many years ago where I was testing, and I always had a diffuser going, especially if I had some you'd seem to be almost like nodding off when we were doing testing. My ADD kids, and he literally said, "Dr. Rowe, can I take this diffuser and like put it right under my face?" And I was like, "Does it feel good?" He's like, "Yeah." And he made his mom get him one, and she just felt like it was really helpful. Sometimes you can just put it on a little cotton ball and have, somebody do it underneath their nose before they get on the bus. Really great. So mood. Rose and geranium have been clinically proven to support mood. Lavender has been as well. So I think those are really helpful ones. There are more, but those are 2 that research has shown us consistently. And then immune system, lavender, lemon, oregano, black pepper. Lemon is a winner chicken dinner. It's awesome. It's cheap. And I love to put it around when COVID was happening at its extreme. We just had it going in the office. We also love lemongrass in our office, and that has been shown to calm too. But these are great. And then oregano, you don't want to diffuse it. You can put it in food. You can put it in a little capsule and ingest. And black pepper is a great one for lowering inflammation. So hopefully you are, thinking about, how to use these, essential oils for the brain. And you're thinking about, okay, well, what's the best way? Do I get a diffuser? Absolutely. Piece of cake, easy. I think diffusing is one of the simplest ways. If you've got a kid who's really anxious, who's really agitated, it is you just put it on. And even when we were in rough times with my kids, or my kid was having a hard time sleeping, or even if they had a cold, you just put it right next to their bed. And I do absolutely use lemon in my water. In any time you're using lemon to detoxify or in a glass, it must be glass, ceramic, or metal. Don't use it with plastic. It pulls out the toxins and that just recirculates. So I hope you're inspired. If you're looking for more help for mental health and finding a way to support your child and family, then you can go to drroseann.com/help. And we have a solution matcher that's going to get you to exactly where you need to be, because there really is nothing more important than your child's mental wellness. And as your child gets older, you know that if you're listening to me and you have a failure to launch kid, I wish you would, if you're here in any way, shape, or form in the Facebook group or YouTube, drop a comment to parents who say, you know what, let me just wait one more, let me wait a little bit. You're here because you need help. Take action, whatever it is, be consistent.